कक्षा 11 मा पढ्ने सम्पूर्ण विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई मेरो यस युट्युब च्यानल ड्रिम्स लर्निङ जोनमा स्वागत छ। आजको यस भिडियोमा म कक्षा 11 को कम्पल्सरी इंग्लिशको लिटरेचर सेक्सन अन्तर्गत पोएम सेक्सनमा भएको राखिएको विलियम शेक्सपियर को पोएम All the World's a Stage को क्वेशन एन्सरहरु लिएर आएको छु। र यस पोएम को बारेमा यस पोएम को एनालाइसिस सम्बन्धी भिडियो हेर्नु भएको छैन भने मैले यस आई बटनमा भिडियो को लिंक राखिदिएको छु। कृपया त्यस भिडियोलाई पनि हेर्नु होला र यस भिडियोलाई अन्तिमसम्म हेर्नु होला। एक्सरसाइजेस अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ द टेक्स्ट अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ सँग सम्बन्धित केही क्वेशनहरु छ। क्वेशन नम्बर A, why does the poet compare the world with a stage? This is the question, and answer is, in the poem All the World's Stage by William Shakespeare, he compares this human world with a stage where plays are enacted because humans are merely players who play the drama of life as the characters play different roles on the stage. Question number 2, what is the first stage in a human's life? In what sense it can be a traveling stage? And our answer is, the first stage in human's life begins when he or she gets from its mother's womb, gets birth from its mother's womb and ends becoming a schoolboy. This stage, as Shakespeare calls, is the infancy. This stage is troublesome because the infant can't express and speak anything, just mewling and puking which trouble the nurse or the mother. Number C, describe the second stage of life based on the poem. After the end of infancy, there comes the second stage in human's life. In this stage of school-going age, he has to go to school carrying his satchel unwillingly. This is the stage of complaining on different things, so the poet calls this stage the winning schoolboy, and his unwillingness to go to school is compared with snail's creep. Question number D, why is the last stage called second childhood? Answer is, the last stage of human is called the second childhood. In a sense, it is the end of strange eventful history. The man turns to be forgetfulness, loses his teeth, eyesight, everything in this stage. It becomes like a child in this stage. That is why it is called the second childhood. Question number E, in what sense are we the players in the world stage? On the stage, characters play the roles given to them by the director. They have to act out what they are told. In the same way, we have to play the drama of our life divided into 7 stages. The ultimate designer of our role is the God, and we can't do anything beyond the scripted roles told to be enacted on the world stage by the God. Question second section, reference to the context. Question number A, explain the following lines. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. So the above Given lines are the first two lines from the poem All the World's a Stage or All the World is a Stage, written by famous dramatist William Shakespeare. This poem appears in Act 2nd, Scene 7 in the masterpiece of Shakespeare As You Like It. It's a monologue of the character melancholy Jacques. In these lines, this human world is compared with a stage and people are compared with the characters that perform their roles on the stage. As there are different characters in the play, there are different people. Some characters are bad and some are good. In the same way, some people are bad and some are good. They are merely players who come in this world to play their destined roles, finish their roles and leave this stage. Question number B. Explain the following lines briefly with the reference to the context. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. The lines above are taken from a worldwide famous poem, All the World's a Stage, written by William Shakespeare. As a keen observer of humankind, Shakespeare minutely observes the roles of humans. As a master of dramas, he compares this world with a stage and people with characters. Each and every activity of human is compared with the characters that perform on the stage. The birth is compared with the entrance of a character on the stage, and death is compared with the exit of a character from the stage. Question number C. Read the given lines and answer the questions that follow. Then the winning schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like a snail, unwillingly to school. The questions are: which stage of life is being referred to here by the poet? Answer is: the poet refers to the school-going age of a human life here. Question number 2. Which figure of speech has been employed in the second line? The poet uses simile in the second line where the schoolboy's walk is compared with the creeping of a snail using the term like. The boy hesitantly walks to his school. Question number 3. Who is compared to the snail? The school-going boy is compared to the snail. Does the boy go to the school willingly? No, the boy does not go to the school willingly. Number D. Simile and metaphor are two major poetic devices in this poem. Explain citing examples each. Answer. In English literature, there are many poetic devices which are used to adorn poems beautifully. Among them, there are metaphor and simile that are used to make comparison between two distinct ideas with common qualities. The only differences between them is metaphor does not use the words like or as or for comparison, whereas simile does. The comparisons with similes are limited, whereas metaphors do broad comparisons. The poem is rich in use of metaphor and simile. The similes are creeping like a snail, sighing like furnace, bearded like pard, and metaphors are all the world's a stage, all the men and women merely players, and bubble reputation. In creeping like a snail, the boy's walk is compared with creeping of a snail, which means unwilling walk. Sighing like furnace means the boy is expressing pain in love of his beloved. Bearded like pard means newly grown up while beard like of a leopard. All the world's a stage means comparison this human world with a stage. All the men and women merely players means comparison of all men and women with the characters in a play. And bubble reputation means the reputation is compared with a form of water which is temporary. Question number E. Which style does the poet use to express his emotions about how he thinks that the world is a stage and all the people living in it are mere players? Answer. Style in poetry refers to all the choices that are made to create the poem's meaning. Style can include technical choices such as using short or long lines, varying or omitting punctuation, or using a set of rhythm or rhyme scheme. Style can also include poetic choices such as diction, form, subject matter. All these things contribute to a reader's overall experience reading a poem. They make up its style, especially it is a monologue that can be found in Act 2, Scene 7, written in a narrative style. The monologue is 28 lines and is in part written in blank verse, rhymed iambic pentameter. This means that the lines do not rhyme, they do at some points. 5 contain sets of 2 beats, the first of which is unstressed and the second of which is stressed. What is the theme of this poem? In this poem, all the worlds are stage. The poet compares this human world to a stage where dramas of human life is enacted. Humans are nothing more than the actors of a drama. Whatever they do throughout the 7 stages of their life is just role playing. We act according to our stages, ultimately losing the game of life. Next type of question, reference beyond the text. Describe the various stages of a human pictured in the poem. All the worlds are stage. In the poem, all the worlds are stage is that the world is a stage and men and women are the actors performing. They enter many stages of life before death. The poem describes these 7 stages in a man's life from birth to death. At first, the poem describes the man as a baby who is being taken a lot of care. Then he becomes a schoolboy who goes to his school unwillingly. Then he becomes a lover who spends his time writing for his love. Then he becomes more matured and joins the army, becomes a soldier. With the time his age increases, he becomes a judge, a wise and respected, well-established man. With time the man grows old, becomes the Pantaloon. This manly voice weakens, turns into a childlike vulnerability and foolishness. Then he needs a lot of care and becomes too helpless, weak. His senses become useless. At last he enters his 7th and final stage of life, turns into a corpse. The poem describes all 7 stages and the helplessness after birth and before the death. Question number B. Is Shakespeare's comparison of human's life with a drama stage apt? How? As a master of dramas, William Shakespeare sees comparison between human life and a drama. The dramas are written to be performed on the stage. They are acts and scenes where characters appear playing different roles. There is a timing of the entrance and exit of the characters from the stage. They are identified through their dialogues and actions. The activities of humans on this world are compared with the activities of the characters on the stage. As the characters enter into the stage, play their roles and exit the stage, we enter this world by birth. We act differently in different stages and we exit from this world at the time of our death. Shakespeare says that every man has 7 stages during his lifetime. His opinion related to life is quite right. Players or people come into this worldly stage and perform their 7 different roles and finally part away from this stage. That is why I think this comparison of human's life with a drama stage by William Shakespeare is apt. Thank you for watching this video and keep watching this channel, and don't forget to subscribe this channel and press the bell icon for the latest notification. Once again, thank you.